Sterling is Thomas Elliot.
Hey, everybody.
Sam Hush. Yeah. Bruce Thomas.
Yeah. Hey there, how's it going? How you doing? Good. So, I just want to jump right in there. So, first of all, how did you prepare for playing this character? Did you have you read the graphic novel? Did you had a chance to kind of get an idea of what they're like?
A little bit. I knew I was going in for Thomas Elliot. Playing Hush was kind of a surprise. So there was a very quick catch up to who is this character, who is this guy, and I knew actually very little. And what's amazing about working with this creative team is they know a lot, more than a lot. So they're so specific about kind of what they're asking for in the world you're in. So I think that answers
that
your
does,
question.
yes. And follow up is, what was like the biggest challenge for you to voice this character?
Hush. It's always interesting. I think any character you play, you don't want to oversell the character, especially with bad villains. There's so many pitfalls and traps of falling into wanting to sound bad. Again, with really good writing, I think if you trust the writing, it will tell you what to do. I'm gonna have to admit, it's just a lot of fun. So getting in there and starting to find the laugh of Hush was it's probably sick and twisted, but it was really kind of joyful.
And so just my last question is, what, besides the laugh, what did you enjoy most about getting to, put your own spin on this character?
It's interesting to play my own spin. I felt like I was really catching up to speed, so I don't know how much I was thinking about my own spin. I was mostly really trying to listen to them and what they were asking for and make sure I was giving what they wanted. It's fun to play a character who is that powerful, and the more I did research on him, finding out sort of his upbringing and what he taught himself about strategy and all that, it's interesting to play somebody who actually is one step ahead in the chess match. Even though I'm not, it's there's a different twist coming up, but so to do that was cool.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet.
Can you tell us without giving anything away, kind of what his agenda is?
I mean, I think in probably the most base terms, it's just to mess with Batman and Batman's world as much as he possibly can. It was really interesting when I did go back, and it was really interesting to go back and start learning about his childhood and sort of the really early stages of his developing hatred against the Waynes and how that then culminates. But there are a couple lines in there too that he says about how he just really wants to destroy Batman's world, everyone he cares about. And what's cool in this one is I think you see a lot more of Batman's caring for certain people in his world. So it raises the stakes in terms of what Hush is trying to mess up. Yeah, it's cool.
I'm curious, would you try to differentiate the performance of Tommy Elliot versus Hush? Kind of differently?
Sure, and I think that's the fun of voiceover. You get to do that. Even in the same project, you get to do a couple different things, which is just cool. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I came in to do Elliot, and then getting to do Hush was a total surprise. It was sort of like, we're giving you Thomas Elliot, it's sort of cool. And I feel like I can't remember exactly, but I think they came back to me and said, oh, and by the way, we're also, I knew there was sort of but I didn't know if it was actually going to go that way. I could have that memory wrong, though. So be careful when you quote me. But it's just fun. The joy of getting to do this helps in differentiating because it's a fun challenge to be able to do the two different. The direction I really try to do with Thomas Elliot too is just genuinely play him like a nice guy. The more you go nice, the more he's a believable nice guy. Then not only you're not sort of tipping the cards from his past, but then you're not tipping the Hush reveal either.
Which did you have more fun playing?
Just wanted to make sure. Everything's a challenge. It's always, again, I think in trying to not overplay certain characteristics in the character, you don't want Thomas Elliot to come across as too ingratiating or too nice because then you won't trust him. So that was its own challenge. But getting to play those characters super fun.
Because you're using your voice to convey that, how do you kind of stay on that narrow time so you don't go too far over?
I rely a lot, I guess I rely a lot on the creatives too, because they guide you, and you always make mistakes. You know, a lot of, obviously what ends up on the film is Jason was kind of talking about it earlier, part of our job is to give options. You know, let me give you 3 different takes of the same line. One, because you don't really know, you're not in the same room with the other actor, so you don't know how they're, so they, as much as you can give them to play with is good, and a lot of those takes are often bad. So that just happens, you know. And then, but I think that ends up, you know, and you start to find, I know it's probably about life, but I think what's fun in voiceover is sometimes it feels like a code that you're trying to crack, and you're trying to find that perfect little thing. Once you get into the pocket, I think then you okay, now I know where I'm, now I know my own, I can push more here, and it makes more sense. Yeah.
Did you have to do anything to modify your voice for when you were doing the stuff with the bandages, or are they just gonna let you be?
Just gonna let you be. We didn't get into any, like, I've done things where you sort of hear for the better of pain, you know. But with the bandages, no. We just kind of did just kept the bandages. So yeah.
So the movie's coming out during the 80th birthday of Batman. So that's kind of a historical context.
It feels really cool. I mean, it's fun to be at Comic-Con in a way, though I feel like you feel such a responsibility to fans and people who know the legacy of any of this stuff. I grew up, my dad's a smart dude, and I grew up around Greek mythology, I mean, I remember going to school when I was about 6, dressed in a Batman outfit and getting laughed out of school, you know, because those days it was tights, you know, basically tights and underpants, that was the deal, I think. So I think as a kid, I'd always been into it. I wouldn't call myself a super fan and knowing it all. It doesn't matter. It's still so much, like, these are our myths, like, these are our Greek, this is our mythology, and it's an absolute honor to be involved in something like this, and then you like, and it's the 80th, you know, it's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, no, it hit me, like, right, the way they change, the way characters return, the way they're shifted slightly, it's just, you know, it's like, yeah, it makes total sense, and the writing is often really good. And I think people dismiss it. No, it's heavy duty stuff too, you know, so it's cool. Yeah. Anything else?
No, go ahead.
Okay, I know you worked with Wes Gleason before on Killing Joke and Paris Prime, so I guess another kind of shady villain. Getting into people, you have a natural inclination for playing villains.
My mom is eternally frustrated why I keep playing bad guys. She's like, "You're a nice boy from Mill Valley, California. What's the deal?" Yeah, I seem to be. It's funny how you find your niche. Villains are fun. It's also hats off to Jason. He's like playing that straight Batman thing is not easy. I think that's a real skill. But yeah, I like playing the bad guys.
You're going to slot in some Maury.
Cool. Thank you guys. Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
You're coming with me.
I'm going
Bruce
with
is
you.
stopping in here. Bruce Thomas is our Commissioner Gordon.
All right.
He said you guys are really nice.
We are.
Yeah, absolutely. We sure are, definitely. So, right away, so how was your Commissioner Gordon different from previous Commissioner Gordons we've seen in like animation and like live action?
Well, that's a really good question. I haven't sat back to analyze that from the outside. I only approach it from the inside. You know, I look out from who I am, so I don't look back at myself for the most part. I don't know. I think that's kind of a question for you guys to answer. Sorry about the dodge, but it's not intentional. Because I don't know how to think of myself in relation to that.
So, I guess a follow-up question is, what was your reaction when you heard you got to voice this character?
Gordon is cool because I grew up in the Midwest. There's a lot of things about Jim Gordon that are very Midwest. He's stoic. He cares about people. He's deeply caring of the people of Gotham City. That's his whole thing. He'll do anything and everything possible to protect them, to save them. He's got a heart of gold, and he's frustrated out of his mind. I said earlier that thing today that I said I don't understand. I'm still trying to figure out how this guy still has his job. Nothing is ever going right in Gotham.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
always out of control.
That's very true. So the last question is: were there any kind of like challenges that came up for you as you were bringing this character to life and voicing him? Did anything come up? You're like, okay, is like, am I doing this right, or anything like that come up, or you just kind of went with it as it came along?
I just kind of went with it as I go along. But to start with, we always have those discussions about atmosphere in this particular version of Batman, because they're all a little bit different. Some of them push the darkness, some of them push the romance, some of them push the lightheartedness even of Gotham in playing up the villains and stuff. But this one was super dark, and so I could sort of settle into. I kind of gravitate to that kind of material anyway. I've always been drawn to the darker world. I don't know what that says about me, but so I could let myself just kind of relax and go in there and just let my imagination be involved in this. Because I've done a lot of DC comic stuff for many, many years, and I've always been drawn to this particular world. Gotham City is just something I relate to for some dark reason. I don't know.
All right, well, thank you very much.
What?
I've been around David before, and you've sort of been moving up the ranks in the DC universe.
Yeah.
And now
thank you.
Gordon, that's a big. What's that feel like to kind of?
It's the third time I've played him. It's an honor. Truly, thank you for bringing that up. It's an honor. And I've actually played Batman before too. On camera, I was the on-star Batman for commercials, but still, for 3 years, I was
Nice. I didn't know that. That's
official DC
really
Comics
cool.
choice between Clooney and Bale. If anybody wants to check.
So that's just a little cool trivia thing there now. Like, who was like Batman in the OnStars? That's